Oh my god, my glasses are all crooked. Hey, Glitter Cops, it's Glitter, and today we're going to be talking about Copper's story. He's over here. Sit there. I've tried recording this video 3 different times, so if I get my story mixed up, it's because I've had to repeat it 10 times. Okay. So, ooh, hold on, I'm gonna mess with... Ooh, okay. Sorry. As you can see, or as you guys can tell, I am not good at this YouTube stuff anymore. I actually watched a couple of my own videos. I am so cringy. I am so cringy, and it makes me cringe so bad. But on a couple of those, it was kind of funny, so I was like, I really miss YouTube. I should do it again. And you know how in my goodbye video, you could hear somebody in the background, and I was like saying how it wasn't fun for me anymore. That's because I was going through a lot of stuff, and I'm now okay. I'm great now. I have a lot of stuff going on. I can't even begin to explain it to you guys. But anyway, back on track. This video is about my dog, Copper. Come here, Copper. You're the guest of honor today. Come here, my VIP. My VI puppy. He's the best little dog ever. I couldn't ask for a better dog. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry if I keep like getting all zoned out on different things. I'm really ADD right now. I had a lot of caffeine, and that's why I still have the patience to make another video after trying 10 different times. Okay. So one day I was just scrolling through Facebook, and I get this notification, and somebody tagged me in a post. And so I go into the post, and it says, "Hey, Alexis, look at their puppies." And I was like, "Hey, cool, puppies, like, yay." And I text this chick, and I'm like, "Hey, do you still have any puppies left? I'd really like one." And then I told her the Loca story, and she was like, "We have one left, but she's really skittish, and she doesn't like people, so we don't know if we want to give her away." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's okay, I understand, just let me know." And the next day, she calls me, and she's like, "Hey, do you still want that puppy?" I'm like, "Yes, of course." And so I go over to her house, which ended up being like 2 blocks away from mine, which is crazy. And I go to her house, and at first the puppy's like looking at me like, "Why are you trying to love me? Leave me alone." And a little bit after, like, I chilled over there for like 30 minutes because I didn't know, or they wanted me to like stay over there for a little bit and see if she liked me. And so like after those 30 minutes, like after like 10 minutes of me chilling there, she was all over me. She loved me. I ended up naming her Coco, and I brought her home. And then I've told this story so many times, I'm like zoning out and forgetting. I took her home and showed her to my mom. My mom thought she was cute, and then I brought her into my room, and then like not even an hour, like 30 minutes after I brought the puppy home, my mom was like, "Oh my gosh, Alexis, come here." I'm like, what? And I'm like thinking there's an emergency because it sounded like there was an emergency. And she's all like, "There's this dog on the pound site on Facebook, and I want it." And I was like, "I just got a puppy today." And she's like, "Here's the thing though, this puppy is from the same batch as your puppy." I'm like, "Really?" And now I'm interested in this puppy. I'm like thinking of like future like brother and sister pictures and that kind of stuff. And so I go and text this chick, and I'm like, "Hey, I can't get this puppy out of the pound without you because you're the owner of the mother of the puppy. So can you help me?" And I paid $20 out of my own pocket for this puppy. And the lady paid $10 out of her own pocket, and I felt bad, so I paid her back like later that week. But Um, this lighting is so good. Had to point that out. Anyway, and we go and get this puppy. I left my dog at home, my new dog, and as soon as this puppy gets in the car, it's running around everywhere, jumping on people, licking everybody's face, like being a spaz. And I'm like, oh my god, I love this dog. Like, I love him. And I go home, and I bring the dog in, and Coco, at first, she's like, fuck, get away from me. And then Copper just like attacks her with love, and then they start playing, and they got along, and about 2 months later, no, about 3 months later, I want to say, my grandma calls me, and she's like, hey, do you and your sister want to come and stay in North Dakota with us for a month or so? I was like, yeah, but is it okay if I bring my dogs? She's like, no, I have dogs at my house, and I don't want any dogs fighting or any of that stuff. I was like, well, they're my therapy pets, so I don't know if I'd be able to go. She's like, my animals are therapy pets, you'd be okay. So I'm like, okay, then I guess my mom could watch them. But like I said, Coco. Oh, I didn't even tell you. Okay, so this dog, the new dog that I got, his name was Copper. Copper. This all happened like a 1.5 years ago, and so, I keep zoning out. I need more caffeine. And so this chick is like, I just like backtracked hardcore. You see how many, I'm having so many technical difficulties with my phone. It's not even funny. But anyway, I go to North Dakota like a couple days later, and like a week after I was there, I got really homesick. And so I told my grandma that I wanted to go home. I was like, I'm really sorry. I know you wanted me to stay here for like a month, but I'm really homesick. I miss my mom. I need my dogs. And she's like, I understand. And so the next day, she told me she'd take me home. And she did. But that morning, I was all up. I was ready. I had everything packed. I was so excited. I was like, I'm going home. I'm going to see my dogs. And my mom calls me. And she's like, Alexis, one of your dogs died. And instantly, my heart just shattered. I was like, which one? And she's like, Coco. And instantly, I just felt guilt. I felt the color in my face just drop. And instantly, I started blaming myself. I was like, I knew I shouldn't have left. I knew I should have stayed home with her. I knew she had attachment problems. Why didn't I stay home? And I go home later that day. It takes like 10 hours to get from there to where I live. And my mom calls me like right as we're about to leave. And she's like, Copper had a heat stroke. I'm like, are you serious? I'm like, if he dies, I'm over it. I'm not gonna have any more animals. I'm just over it. I can't handle the pain of animals anymore. And she's like, he won't, Alexis. He'll be okay, I promise. I'll take care of him. And she called us when we were like 5 hours, 6 hours away. And she was like, hey, Copper's okay now. We gave him a bunch of cold water, made him lay on pea bags, like pea and carrots that were frozen. And so I was like, okay, well, at least he's okay, right? And then I get home. I told my mom to leave the dog where it was because I wanted to put her in a box myself, and I wanted to wrap her up myself, and I wanted to say my goodbyes. And attention whore. And I go to my grandma's first, and I'm sorry, I thought somebody was watching, but of course not. Anyway, I forgot where I was. Oh yeah. I get to my grandma's house, I get out of the car, and all my siblings run to me, and they give me hugs, and my mom comes and gives me a hug, and then my dog comes out, Copper, and he runs to me, and he's whining. He like starts peeing everywhere because he's so excited, and I'm just like, oh my god, and I start crying. I was like, I'm so happy that you're okay at least. And my heart's just broken, shattered into a million pieces. I feel like somebody just grabbed a hammer and smashed my heart, you know? And this story is kind of hard for me to talk about, by the way. Not really, though, because I've talked about it a lot. But at the same time, it still gets a little emotional. That's why the first one I couldn't post. And then the second one, I had technical difficulties. And the third one, and, yeah. So, and we go home after all that, and, you see, he could tell. He's like, I feel it. Are you okay? We go home, and I go into my bedroom, and I look on my bed, and she's laying there. And she's gone, and I sit there, and I, like, look at her, and I'm hoping that, like, when I pick her up, I can just remember, like, picking her up and, like, praying that as soon as I picked her up, she was just gonna come alive and start whining and loving on me and pee all over me. I don't care. I just wanted my dog alive. And, I start crying. I wrap her up in this blanket that I got for her when I got her, and I have another blanket that I got for her when I got her, and it's actually, like, in the wash right now. I use it for my cat now. Anyway, I put her in this box after I wrap her up, and I put pretty duct tape on it in a cross, like in a cross way, a duct tape down there, yeah. And I write a bunch on it. Rest in peace, Coco Bouchard. That was her name. And his full name is Copper Martel Bouchard, which is my ex's middle name. Regret that, but I can't change it now because he literally comes to it. Like, I'll be like, Copper Martel, when he's in trouble, and he knows. Like, right now, he's like looking at me like it's not. He's like, why are you saying my name? And anywho, we go and bury this puppy, and then, like, a week later, no, not a week, a month later, Copper's, like, really depressed. He was really depressed after she died. He would not eat, he would not drink, and then, like, after a week, he barely ate and barely drank, and he was just so depressed. He wouldn't play with me anymore. He wouldn't lay with me anymore. He'd just sit in his kennel while the door was open and just lay there all day. And I felt so bad. And this one day, my buddy calls me up and he's like, hey, I have some cats and I need to get rid of them. Do you want one? And instantly I'm just like, yes! And so I walk up to his house and I get this kitten and I'm like, thank you so much. And I put her in my shirt because I'm walking home and it's windy. And I walk home. She's just chilling in my shirt right here, and I'm just, like, loving on her. I'm like, you're so cute, like, you know. And I get home, and I put her in front of Copper, and Copper instantly starts growling and, like, freaking out. He's like, who the hell are you? What kind of animal are you? Get the hell out of here. And so he starts growling at her and barking at her, and so she went away, and after, like, a week and a half, they started snuggling and they started playing, and that cat, her name was Chloe now, and she recently just had kittens, and they're the cutest little things ever. Where'd he go? Weirdo. And yeah, she taught him how to play again. So instantly, I just loved this cat. I was like, she's making me happy. Of course, she did not fill the hole in my heart from Coco. Copper has filled that hole now. He helps me so much. He's the greatest dog ever. Anyway, yeah. So after she taught him how to play. He was happy again, and he hasn't had that kind of heartbreak ever. I mean, he's had separation anxiety from them because I've had to move to my dad's. And Copper was upset that we couldn't bring her with. And then I went back to my mom's and I got this other cat. And her name was Sushi. And that's who Sushi is. And Copper that filled the hole in his heart for Chloe. So whatever. I fell in love with this cat. So she's the greatest cat ever. Just kidding, she's a bitch. I actually have, this is Copper's collar when he was a baby. don't get fooled. My hands are really tiny. But this was his collar. It also looks like my other cat, Ninja's collar. I don't know if you guys remember her, but she was a polydactyl cat. She had 6 toes on each hand or whatever. And this collar was Coco's collar. I took it off her before I put her in the box. And I've kept it ever since, because it's a memory that I will forever have, and I will forever, ever, ever love and miss that dog with all of my heart. And especially Loca. I don't have Loca's collar, though. When they took Loca, they took her collar, and I wanted her collar. But I thought we were going to get her back, so, I didn't get it. But we didn't get her back. I don't know if I already said this, but we later found out that she got put down. And, yeah. But, there's not much you can do, right? Anyway. I was gonna say something, but now I can't remember. Well, oh well. I guess that's the end of the video. Please comment, like, and subscribe. And if you would like more storytime videos like this one, comment down below and hit that big thumbs up button. As you can see, I have not done YouTube in forever, and I'm trying to get back in the game. Please comment, like, and subscribe. I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!